Hi there, my name's Roisin and I'm part of Save the Children's Youth Advisory Board. Today we'll talk about the cost of living crisis. We're already being affected by it and it feels like it's all the news can focus on. But what is it? Why is it a crisis and what's causing it? The cost of living crisis essentially means that it's become more expensive to achieve a basic standard of living.
Families are struggling to buy essential things like food and clothing and even to put the heating on, and this leads to longer term consequences. A child who hasn't got enough food at home will be hungry at school and struggle to concentrate. A cold, damp house might lead to higher chances of respiratory diseases and other illnesses.
You might have heard some people asking as a solution for salaries and social security to be raised in line with the price of inflation. But what is inflation?
It is a term that's used a lot in the news. Inflation is a fancy word for products increasing in cost over time, particularly food, electricity and everyday essentials. The high rate of inflation that the UK currently has negatively impacts our economy as the value of money decreases. If, for example, you bought a 50p tin of tomatoes last month, it might be 55p this month, meaning you'd need more money to buy the same thing. Milk, butter and olive oil are the groceries that have accumulated the highest price rises in the past few months. It may seem like a small difference, but if all the items in your shopping basket increase like this, along with other necessities like clothes and fuel, it all adds up.
Unfortunately, I'm not exaggerating when I call it a crisis.
The definition of the word means a time of intense difficulty or danger, and it is clear that a sizable amount of the population are experiencing financial difficulties that they've never had to cope with before.
So, why is this happening? There are a few reasons as to why we're going through rising living costs.
Firstly, COVID-19. It's no surprise the pandemic affected the global economy negatively, as most countries were forced to go into lockdown to contain the virus. Businesses had to close their doors, and many people lost their jobs and livelihoods. This all meant less money went into the economy, causing stagnation. As things started opening up again, many places like food manufacturers were faced with worker shortages, which led to more costly production, and that extra cost is reflected in the price of the final products. Secondly, the Russian-Ukrainian war. Russia's attack on Ukraine, which produces much of Europe's wheat and corn, and consequent economic sanctions on Russia, caused the cost of grain production and crude oil to increase. At the moment, there's a reduced supply of Russia's gas to the UK, which also has contributed to the rise of energy costs here and in the rest of Europe. Due to the skyrocketing gas bills in the UK, millions are being plunged into fuel poverty, which means that children will have to go hungry or live in temperatures that are unsuitable for healthy living.
I know that this might sound a bit dark and depressing, but I think that it's important that children and young people are able to understand the issues that affect them. We want to reassure you that if you're worried or feel upset about this, there are many charities and organisations fighting for those who are struggling. And there are many support networks available for you to turn to if you're personally affected.
Save the Children is campaigning hard to show the government what effective actions will have the most impact to help children and families. We support food pantries, run support groups and a parent campaigner network so adults can tell us what things would help in the cost of living crisis. Being short of money is stressful and can make adults worried, which children are affected by. Not having enough money for your basic needs is a major cause of mental health problems. You can find out more about all this, as well as about other organisations that can help adults and children during the crisis, on the links below the video.
To end, we just want to stress, there is no shame in asking for help, as you didn't cause the cost of living crisis. It's affecting everyone through no fault of their own. If you liked this video, make sure to show it. Give us a like, leave us a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more explainers by young people for young people, as well as inspiring stories and updates from Save the Children's programmes all around the world. Bye!